What's up YouTube? This is the Wisco Boater channel. My name is Chad and it's time to take these benches up to the boat. I've got the gussets glued in place. I just did that today. It's Thursday evening, the 16th of December, I think. I meant to do this earlier this week. Got a little bit too busy with work and couldn't get to it until today. So I'm hoping that the gussets, so I'll show those here in just a second, will hold for the trip up there. They've been set for about 5 hours at this point, and we're going to try to move them into the car here in just a little bit. Neighbor Jeff's going to come over and help me do that. But let me show you the gussets. I didn't film making the gussets. Is simply just cutting out triangles and then applying wood glue and clamping them in place. So the gussets I made out of 3/4 inch plywood. I believe it's ACX. I don't think it was marine grade that I used, but regardless, it's not really required to use marine grade. So just a triangular gusset in all four corners of the upper side of the bench. I'm not really terribly worried about the bottom side because the bottom's going to have L brackets that are going to be screwed to the floor to keep that in place. Just wanted a little bit of additional bracing for the benches as people slide in and out from sitting on them. So I'm gonna leave them clamped up here until Jeff gets over here, and then we'll get them loaded into the car, and tomorrow, up to the boat they go. All right, so we're back up in Sturgeon Bay. Scott Bader with me. You have heard his name several times on videos so far. He has the Carver, the beautiful Carver 360 aft cabin named Martini. Just a couple slips down from us, and we became friends over the summer. So thanks for helping me out to put these benches in. So we've got the benches here. We're gonna lift them up on the boat and get them put in place, and tomorrow I'll work on getting these things mounted. So they're super light, should go real easy.
You want to just stand it up?
Yeah, let's stand it up, and then I'll get up there, and then so why don't we just set it down quick, stood like that, and then I can reach down and grab this. Okay.
Got it?
Yep.
Good. Told Heidi we're taking out the bar. She's like, no, why don't you do that?
Never do that.
That would have sucked.
What? Oh, yeah. I did measure.
Got it?
I got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Is this going
Here? Yep. All right.
That's pretty nice.
All right, one in place. Perfect.
Right as rum.
Look at that, I measured right and everything.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, sweet. Thank you, Scott.
Yeah, sure, no
Appreciate
problem. That's a great idea. That's the only thing this boat didn't have.
Yeah, it'll make it a little more useful space, and can be converted into a
All right, we'll be out in a minute. Time to go.
It's time to go. So, but we should do a tour of your boat
Yeah,
for the channel.
Yeah.
Either over the winter or next spring or
Sure.
something like that. So, all right, more to come. Next day is here, and today I'm going to work on getting the benches mounted in their positions here. That one's pretty much where it needs to go. I designed these so that I had just a little bit of space over there, because there's trim on the floor there that I can't get any closer to the wall. But you won't see that because the cushion will cover that up, and this comes right to right in line with that doorway. This one is going to have to be positioned out just a little bit from the wall, because in order to make these two even, it's got to come away from the wall, because the wall kind of has a curve to it. You can see the floor here. There's more floor visible there than there is there, so this has to come out just a little bit. But before I mount them in place, I have to cut a hole down there, because there's a receptacle, an outlet for the TV, and this lamp that's here. This lamp's probably going to go. Sorry, Dad. He does not want me to lose the lamp, but it's in the way, so that's probably gonna have to go. But I need to cut a hole for the outlet, and then put a notch right in the top of the frame right there, so that the cord can go down inside and get plugged in. So I'll get that measured out, and then I'm going to use the oscillating tool that I have here to cut that hole. Once that's cut, then I'll mount this one, figure out exactly where it lines up on the floor, and then figure out where to mount this one. Now you see a big hole in the wall right there. That's a cubby, or locker, or whatever you want to call it, that was basically, it was inaccessible because the other couch was there. But with the dinette here, I thought about notching out the dinette, but make it a removable, installable piece, so that your leg wouldn't be uncomfortable with a hole there. But I think what I'm going to do is take the door and cut a notch out of the door, so that I can still open it and then hinge the bottom part right there. So that, imagine if you will, that will hinge up, and then the door can open this way, so that I'll have access to the cubby. Now, the table, once it's in place, the table will have to be moved to get in there, so we won't keep anything that we need regularly in that cubby. Right now, there's just some games in there and a lantern, stuff that came with the boat. But yeah, first things first, get the hole cut and the notch put in, and then we'll install this bench. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the notch first. Man, that thing is loud, and I don't have hearing protection here. Okay, that'll allow the electric, the cord for the TV to sit right there in that trough, come in here, and then we'll have a spot for it to plug in. All right, so I measured yesterday where I need to cut this hole here, but I'm just going to remeasure just to be sure. All right, now I got to get something straight edge to mark my square. Look at that, that's perfectly, the width of the ruler is exactly where I needed my mark. All right, there's our square that we need to cut. This is going to be loud, but just get it done. that was freaking loud. All right. We have our whole access to the outlet. I'll get this cleaned up. We'll get this bench mounted. Got the hardware out to get these put in place. I've got the fabric pulled through. I will end up stapling the fabric to the inside of the boards, but I want to get the mounting brackets in place first. This is the position of the bench, so fabric is all wrapped nice and tight underneath. So I'm going to do 4 of these, 1 or 2 on either either side of the bench, I guess, front and back. And then I'm going to use these bigger brackets here on the ends. So I'll put 1 there and 1 there. I've got to get some bigger screws to put these in, but that's okay, I can do those later. Those actually are brackets for the hatch gas struts that I put in, but didn't have to use them, so they'll come in handy here. So I'm going to drill some holes, get brackets put in place, and no reason to record that. That's just drilling holes and screwing in screws. So I'll show you how it looks when I'm done. Well, I know this really doesn't look any different, but it is mounted. Got the 4 front and 4 and aft brackets installed. The side ones are just sitting there right now. I don't have the screws for those, but I brought the power cord for the TV down through the notch. Reaches the outlet, no problem, and the bench top closes without any issue. So that bench is fully installed. If I sit on this bench, you can see the TV is right behind your head, but with the cushion here, your back isn't going to go quite so far back, and if you your head is going to be forward of the TV anyway. And if someone's sitting on this side eating, you'd be leaning forward. If we're playing cards, typically going to be leaning forward. So I don't think the TV being there is going to be a problem at all. So, but the bench is nice and sturdy, and this will be great. All right, now I got to figure out where to set up that one in relationship to this one, and we'll get that one mounted as well. And here we go. Benches are installed. Both of the bench tops operate as they should. No binding. So that gives us a lot more storage space. And this dinette is going to be super functional. You can see the difference in placement with the amount of space between the bench and the wall here versus the amount of space here. As I said, the wall does kind of curve out a little bit due to the shape of the boat. But this will give me the spacing that I need to work on the tabletop when I get back home. So I've got 26 inches of space between the benches here, which means the tabletop is going to be 26 inches wide, and it'll be about 45 or 45 and a half long. It has to, there's a little bit of tufting here that I put in for additional padding. So I think I'm going to bring the table just right to here rather than out to here. So this whole thing overall is 46. So I think if I bring it down to 45, the top of the table will sit right in here. Actually, it really probably doesn't matter. I probably just make it 46 because there's extra space back here if it needs to slide back a little bit. So I think that'll all make sense later if it doesn't make sense to you now. But yeah, these turned out great. So let me back up a little bit, give you the overall shot. Things are an absolute mess right now, obviously. Off season, doing a lot of work on the boat, so there's just stuff everywhere. That's how that's going to look. So we still have fully functioning couch over here that folds out into a bed or chase lounge for watching TV, and then the full dinette. And I kept calling it a mini dinette, but it's really just a, since I have this in here, It just looks like a regular sized dinette that was supposed to go there. I do want to mention one thing before I end this video. I think I'm probably going to have to brace this to the wall somehow, because this is a little bit more flexible than I would like it to be. And if someone sits here and leans back, you know, has a big laugh or something, leans back against this, I don't want to compromise the structure of the bench in any way. So I'll probably mount some sort of make some sort of bracket to tie it to the wall here, just to put a couple of, like a big L bracket or something on one side, or maybe both sides, to steady that up. But that's easy enough to do later on. So thanks for watching this episode of the Wisco Boater channel. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. If you're thinking about doing a dinette project for your boat, it's really easy to do, just as long as you get the measurements right, and super easy to install. The next video in this series will be making the table. That's going to take some time, I think. We'll see. I do have a week and a half off of work over Christmas and New Year's, so that's probably going to be the time that I work on it. And I think that's going to be a fun project, so we'll look for that coming up here soon as well. But thanks for watching this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, send me some comments, and if you want to be notified when I post new videos like this one, hit that notification bell. And we'll see you next time on the Wisco Boater channel. Happy boating, everybody.